Hi everyone, welcome to a psychic connection reading on William Tyrrell. This is a little boy in Australia that disappeared back in September 2014. He was 3 years old. Apparently, according to all the reports, he disappeared wearing a Spider-Man outfit, as seen in the photograph there on the screen. So at one stage, they said that there was about 600 people of interest in regards to this disappearance. He was with his grandmother at the time, if the story is to be believed, and she stepped inside around 10:30 in the morning and got herself a cup of tea, leaving him and his sister out in the garden playing. And then for some reason she said she felt that he was too quiet and decided to go look. And I don't know, for me personally, a 3-year-old, even with a 5-year-old or however old the sister was, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not to judge about what people do. But yeah, she went back out there and he was gone. Then the foster father arrived, who'd been making a phone call or something because he had no signal on the property, something like that. There was even a $1 million reward. Nobody's been arrested, nothing's been found. Now, recently, the reason I decided to do this, I was actually asked to look at this case at least a year and a half ago. I was looking into different things here, doing some readings for people on, missing loved ones or people that have had something happen to them. And it was suggested to me, why don't I have a look at William? And anyway, I never did back then until now, and I've seen that it's come as a point of interest at the moment with everything. So apparently there's been a new search that's happened. There's 3 sections of the property nearby where this foster grandmother's house is, where police have been going and digging up and sifting through dirt, and apparently they've found 3 pieces of material or something that's being tested. So at the moment, they are believing that this little boy is probably not with us anymore. So anyway, my reading is going to be where I've sat here, tried very hard to connect with this little boy. Now, sometimes when the connection's hard, like it was for me trying to connect with him, once I got a connection, I did start to see things, but I think that most of what I was seeing was whilst he was alive and well, and I don't even, I had a bit of a shuffle on the cards, trying to see if I could get more information, but none of the cards actually showed that this little boy's not here anymore. I mean, there were things that indicate someone trying to get messages through from the other side, but I didn't feel it was him. So anyway, let's get straight to it with what I've got here. The first thing I got when I closed my eyes and looked at him was, it's dark and it's cold. I could hear him saying, it's dark and it's cold, and I couldn't see anything at all. And I don't know if I was outside, if I was indoors, if I was underground, above the ground. I just felt like he was saying, it's dark and it's cold here. Anyway, then I felt sick in my stomach, like I wanted to throw up. And I heard his little voice saying, I don't feel good, I have a sick tummy. Then I sort of said, you like Spider-Man, what about Batman and that? And he said, bigger than Batman, bigger than Batman. And I don't know if he was talking about a man, a person, or actually Batman, the character, and trying to say that Spider-Man's bigger or better. But I kept seeing this big image of a man who probably works out at the gym, but someone that you wouldn't sort of pick out in a crowd. There was nothing distinct about this person. It was just a normal, everyday person, but they did look like they were someone with broad shoulders and big, because as soon as I tried to focus on this bigger than Batman, I didn't see Batman. I seen a tallish heavy set, like big set man. The next thing I got was I could see him laying on the ground and laughing his head off, and a black and white dog licking his face. And he was saying, stop it, yuck, that's yucky. So I don't know if this is just images of before he was taken or once he was taken and he was with someone who had a black and white dog. So I don't know if the black and white dog is prominent. I don't know if the Batman thing is prominent as well. That someone's saying, I'm Batman, you're Spider-Man, or something like that, because the Batman thing came to my head and I said to him, what about Batman? And he just kept saying either I'm bigger than Batman or he's bigger than Batman. So something like that. So let's just do a shuffle and let's see what we get. We're just trying to see what we get from William. I'm really not 100% whether this little boy is alive anymore or not. Usually I get my first impressions and I feel it straight away. Especially the first impression I got was it's cold and it's dark here. So that could have been somewhere he was taken. And I kept feeling like the day that they say he disappeared, that he was already gone. And that's probably why they found nothing that particular day. I just feel like he may have already been gone, unless somebody can actually say that, no, they confirmed that the little boy was there, neighbours had seen him and everything. But even when they did this massive search for William, and you would think that if he was anywhere around and he'd been killed or something had happened to him, you would think that when they did that massive search, only hours later, like people were everywhere looking, surely like there was no time to dig a grave if it happened right there and then and put him in the ground somewhere. I did pick up on something to do with burning, and I don't know if it was someone burning his clothes, burning anything that belonged to him and putting totally new clothing on him or something like that. But let's just shuffle and see what we get for the name William. Let's see if we get cards that represent someone that's not with us, because when I tried looking before I started this video, I did keep getting doubles, I did keep getting dates, and I also got the image of a older man, but let's just see what we get. William, W-I-L-L-I-A-M. Okay, so the double ace would definitely, this usually means death. This means either like a sudden crime. In an older person, that would possibly represent someone that committed suicide. So I'm wondering whether the person that actually abducted this little boy ended up killing themselves, or it was something to do with a loss of a child themselves, because the 3 and the 9 and everything, this is normally a sequence for somebody pregnant, twins, or they've lost a child and then they take another child. So I do feel that there may have been something to do with somebody that had lost their own child. This is the little boy here. This is all sort of like fun and frivolous behaviour. But the double aces is usually what I would say to that is something to do with the heart, the blood, or the head. I'm feeling the head here. I'm not sure if this is something to do with trauma, a fall, hitting the back of the head. This does look like foul play over here. Now the weird part about this, these two here, that usually represents family and fun and gatherings of people for a birthday party or something like that. So I don't know if the person that came and grabbed William by the hand and said, let's go, we're going to a party, you're all dressed up ready for the party, you're dressed up in your Batman suit, not Batman. See, I keep saying Batman. There's something to do with somebody that maybe they had a Batman suit. Maybe there was a party and they said, oh, you're Spider-Man, you need to come to the party. There's a Batman going to be there. I'm feeling an energy of other children as well, that it's not just William, that there's something with other children as well involved with all of this. I do feel that this little boy is probably gone. Let's just try and get more information on this. Let's see if we get more information of what's going on here. Now, when I seen the thing about the dog, the black and white dog, and licking the face and him going, yuck, yuck, stop, 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 and he's laughing about it. I also, like I said, I'm starting to pick up on this feeling sick again, like I want to throw up. This sicky feeling. Now, this could be the person that took him, and I'm picking up on like eating too much food, alcohol, whatever, having too much of a good time and then feeling sick to the guts about it. Or it could be William himself, that before he was taken or before he passed or whatever happened, that he felt ill, and the person didn't really know what to do about it. But this is very, very psychotic up and down kind of energy here, where we go black, red, black, red. This is usually somebody with a mental disorder, something like schizophrenia. They could have been bipolar disorder, someone who was grieving some other sort of loss. I keep feeling like somebody that lost a child, and had fixated on William. Maybe William looked like their child, or maybe, I don't know, but let's just try and get more information from William. Okay. The Leo card, the Lovers card. Okay, we're getting all star signs here. We're getting Pisces, Leo, and Gemini. So that might be the people involved in all of this. That might be their birth dates. I'm not sure when William Tyrell's actual birthday is. I know if he was still alive, he would be 10 now. I'm not really feeling that. You know, like this birthday celebration, if 10s were here and gifts, I'd say that he's probably happy somewhere and he's getting gifts and doesn't even know who he is now. You know, name's been changed, blah, blah, blah. The lion and the lamb is depicted here in this picture, and the lion is someone who is basically like a wolf in sheep's clothing. We've got the lion face on one half, we've got the nice beautiful energy of the beautiful woman. You know, who wouldn't want to be around this person? But there's this other side. And like I said, the double aces is the mind. This is someone with bipolar, split personality, something that to most people, they're with this wonderful person. I am feeling a feminine energy around this, not a male. And then we got this little lamb, the little innocent lamb, and this nice side of this person has their arm around them. But then we got this opposite side of person, and they got infinity symbol on the arm here. The infinity symbol could mean that this is a lifetime journey of what this person was doing. When we look at the lovers, we got the black character, and then we got the white character. They're very entwined in their world. And I'm wondering whether this was two people that loved deeply and passionately, but it was like shutting out the rest of the world for some reason. And this card here, well, I'm not even focusing on what the normal tarot meanings of any of these cards are. I'm focusing on what I'm picking up with the imagery. It's like two people conversing about what they want and what they want to do, and they're shutting out the rest of the world, and there's a tunnel behind them of what they want to do. The moon, some things will never ever be known. And we do have this like a mermaid type character, person floating underneath the water, and the moonlight shining down through the water. It's almost like I'm here, I'm under here, I'm under here. And again, we got these two characters. I find it bizarre how this is a split personality. This is two different types of characters. And then we've got two wolves, a white wolf and a black wolf. So it's definitely something to do with a split. Two people, but also one person that has a split personality. It may be a very, very trusted person that knows what went on here. This is like a family gathering, chitty chatter. It's like somebody knows. Anyway, let's look at the rest of what I wrote down when I was staring at the picture. I've got all this information I wrote down here. So we had the dog, and now the other thing I seen whilst I was looking at his picture, and then I closed my eyes, was an argument going on between an older woman and a younger man, and all I could hear was this woman saying, "You said you'd take care of this." So there was some sort of argument that either William heard, because I seen William, or I felt like I was William, with my hands over my ears, crouched down underneath a table or in a corner, going, "No, no, no, stop arguing, not again, stop the fighting, not again." It was like, he was only 3, but if this was the person that took him and he was still alive somewhere for a while, it may have been the people that were with him. But yeah, he was crouched down with his hands on his ears, and they were fighting. And all I made out was about this woman saying, "You said you would take care of this." I also seen a real friendly face. It was a postman. Now, I don't know if he was on a push bike or a motorbike. I felt it was a motorbike. I'm not sure it was the property of where William actually was taken from. But I seen this smiling male looking at William, and it's funny that this card come out because it was almost like this character's face that I seen looking at him, but it was an older person than what's on this card. And he looked down at him and he went, "Hello, William, are you having a great day today?" And it was like he knew this man. And William looked up at him and just smiled at him. And of course, again, William's only was a tiny toddler. He was 3 years old, so he's not going to have some massive conversation with this postman. But he knew the guy. This guy was wearing a postman's outfit, motorbike, like it was like a moped or a small motorbike. So I did see that. Again, I'm not sure if it was the property of where he was taken and this was a regular routine. If the postman was coming, he'd be out in the yard and he'd run up there and grab the letters or something. I just can't see a 3-year-old doing that. Maybe if he was with his sister, she was a little bit older. But yeah, this face was very friendly. I don't know if the postman actually seen something or knew something. The other thing was I seen William himself in a lounge room. He had a toy plane and he was doing all the noises of a plane and then going boom, crash, making a crash sound. Now, I do have family members that have got 3-year-olds and they do play with cars and things, but I haven't ever seen them at that age flying a plane. So I keep wondering whether he might be gone now, but he wasn't to start with. But yeah, I seen him doing that. I also seen William where when I see these things, sometimes I see the little boy and sometimes I feel like I'm inside of William looking and seeing what he's seeing. Like with the postman, I felt like I was looking at the postman. I seen him holding someone's hand and then look back at his sister with her back to him, playing with something in the grass. And she was playing with toys or something. And I don't even know what the sister looks like, but I could see what obviously to me was a little girl sitting on the floor on the grass, and she was playing with something, but I couldn't see what she was playing with, but she had her back, and it was almost like saying bye, like bye to her and going. And what else did I see? Oh yeah, the holding of the hand and then the chocolate. I could taste chocolate. So whoever this was gave William some chocolate and he was holding this person's hand and off he was going, like it was just a normal thing to be doing. So anyway, that's all I got from the photo for now. This is just sort of like a smallish kind of reading. I would like to come and touch base with it again. I'm very curious to see what's going on in the news with what they actually reveal or find. So we'll just look at his name one more time to close this reading off. William, can get some answers from this. Okay, now I find it amusing that we got the Jack and then we're getting a relative here. Same card, same symbol. That can be an auntie, a mother, a sister, a brother. And we got a family card here in the middle again. Something to do with someone that lost a child. We've got either they lost a pregnancy, they lost a child, because this baby boy, and then this is some sort of infertility or problem. It's almost like somebody that had a baby, they could only have the one baby, and then something happened to that child, and they no longer could have children, and there's something to do with William there with all of that. Now, I do know that the grandmother and the father were foster people, so this might be something to do with the real parents as well. I do see the forced change of living circumstances here. If this is what I'm feeling here, what I'm seeing here, this is where your forced changes are made. You have to go live somewhere else, or you have to be taken somewhere else. Now, that could be relevant to he wasn't with his parents, he was with foster people. It can represent violence, it can represent drugs, alcohol, it can represent some sort of tragedy that happened. Sometimes when I see this again, I'm hearing the word fire and I'm feeling warmth and I'm seeing flames. So I don't know if this is relevant about someone who immediately stripped him of all his stuff and burnt everything and put new stuff on him. But this would show someone living in a different location, but they don't belong. The black 3 is where either they're pushed out or they don't belong in that circle. There's a boy and a girl there as well. There's like 2 other children. And this woman, she would be friendly with everybody. Everybody would know this woman. She'd be very sociable. I'm seeing a club atmosphere. I'm seeing someone that works in a club, or maybe they used to work in the club. Now, I don't know much about the stepmother, step-grandmother or stepfather, or even the parents in general. All I did was have a look at a couple of the latest news stories about what they're doing, what they're looking into, and what a rundown of what they knew from before. That's how I found out about the 600 people of interest, and now someone new's come to interest. This could be violence as well, where there's a forced change and then somebody has to go live somewhere else. The ace coming out represents the head, so that's triple aces. So maybe he was alive for 1 year from when he was taken, and that's why they didn't find anything, because he was gone. And when I seen there was a snippet little interview made with, I thought it was the father, but I think it may have been the stepfather, who said that he'd gone and made a phone call or something, and he was with some interviewer and walking through the front of the property saying, oh, I was shouting out, William, William. And I just felt this sick come over me when he walked past. There was a footpath off to his right, and it wasn't a footpath, but it was an opening in the bush, and it went down somewhere. And the interviewer even said to him, so you didn't go down there? And he said, no, I could clearly see if he was down there. And then the interviewer said, oh, because he was wearing that suit. And he went, oh, yeah, because he was wearing the suit. But he wasn't going to say that about he could clearly see him. But I was just listening to his voice and how he was sort of walking around and saying, then he decided to go and knock on doors, and I just kept feeling bullshit. I just, sorry for saying that, but I just didn't feel right. Like when I was listening to this interview, I don't know when the interview was done. I just stumbled upon it. So I watched the latest news about them digging. I watched the story, or I read the news article about what they know so far from when he was taken to now. And then I stumbled upon that video where this stepfather was walking around and saying, I got to here, I started looking around. I don't know, it just seemed too casual to me. It just seemed too planned. Like, this is a plan. 7s are where you plan. 7s are where you plan on where you live, where you want to go. This is where a plan goes wrong. When it's black, it's like a forced plan, a forced change. This is where you make your plans for your future and what you want to do. And this is where it all works out and goes according to plan. So we do have the world coming out, which basically means an ending. something came to an end. And then we have the Emperor. Now this Emperor, it's funny, the world's come out. The Emperor is not sitting on a chair, he's sitting on the world. He's sitting on the world. He's king of the castle. He's holding on to the pawn. I don't like the skull thing here at the top. It could represent death. And that's someone. And again, it's a dark man. Like Batman. You know, Batman wears the black clothing. And this is a very firm, strong man. Very strong character coming out. Let's see what else we get for William. The confusion. Again, the two different scenarios. We've got the two crows here. One pulling this way, one pulling that way. The person bound. They've got the blindfold on. They don't know what to do. Forget about Two of Swords or Emperor or the world. I'm looking at the imagery. But this to me is like someone that's been set free. Heaven. You know, basically, I'm free. The world's my oyster. And she's looking up, getting taken up. I'd have to say this little boy is more than likely gone, but I'm starting to wonder whether he was alive for a little while. And I do feel like I don't know the full story, whether he was actually seen 24 hours before, a couple of days before. Was he there when they say he was there playing in the backyard? Because how far could a little 3-year-old go whilst you make a cup of tea and 5 minutes you step back out the door? Because that's what the grandmother says, that she went inside, made a cup of tea and then came back outside, only 5 minutes. How far could a 3-year-old go in 5 minutes without help, basically? So I just keep getting this plan that was devised that had to happen because something went wrong. There is a boy and a girl here. Now this could be William and his sister, or it could be somebody else with a boy and a girl. Anyway, leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. If you know anything that I've said here that you can confirm or disconfirm, you know, let me know. I'm always open for whatever you think. And if there's some case that you'd like me to look into, just let me know. You can email me at psychicbetty@gmail.com. It's on my channel. And anyway, that's what I've got for today, guys. I hope it's helped in some way, but that's what I'm feeling and that's what I got. So thanks for watching.